Want to challenge people to one-on-one fistfights to the death? Or perhaps you would like to take a more subtle approach by throwing literal furniture at people's faces? If any of that sounded appealing to you, you came to the right place, for I am an Ian, and this is the Streets of Rogue character guide to The Wrestler.
I am known by many names. Mountain Slayer, Thunder Lion. But you may call me Tiffany.
Tiffany, huh? That's a pretty masculine name.
Shouldn't be. It's a woman's name.
Okay, I don't know how to talk to you.
Good, then you can shut up and listen.
The Wrestler is unlocked via beating the slums using only your fists. I recommend the Gorilla if you're having trouble in this endeavor, since they have the best melee potential of any character in a game, with the Wrestler themselves being the only real competition they have for that spot. As for your backstory, it reads, manhandling, smashing, beating, all in a day's work for this simple-minded but strong-of-heart wrestler. But in truth, this behavior stems from the wrestler's severe frustration with the world. Why has the mayor banned playful roughhousing? Why do so many businesses frown on shirtlessness? Why do books have so many stupid words in them? Ah! As for your starting attributes and gear, you start with a maximum of 4 in melee and endurance, whilst your other starting attributes are a pathetic 1. This means your aim with a gun will be on par with a tall guy trying to take a leak in a bathroom built for midgets, whilst your move speed will be akin to an obese snail going uphill. But on the plus side, your melee DPS will be second to none, and your durability won't be far behind thanks to your tank-like trait and codpiece reducing the knockback and damage you receive, respectively. You even start with a muscly pill to buff your melee damage temporarily if need be. Sadly, not everything is ideal with this character, however. Firstly is your loud trait, making it so that staying hidden will be near impossible for you. Then, to make matters worse, you're computer illiterate. This means hacking tools only have one practical use for you, selling to Cell-O-Matics for easy money. As a result, computers are only really usable for you in the sense that you can use them as ammo with your special ability. Speaking of which, your special ability is called Toss. With this ability, you can pick stuff off the ground and throw it at others, ideal for dealing with your non-existent firearm stat for when you need to get some ranged damage in against opposition. Because let me tell ya, I tried using a machine gun on this character, it was not a fun time. Like 90% of the bullets hit just random walls and windows rather than whatever I was actually trying to hit. If you have the option, just use this ability and chuck whatever furniture's nearby at the guy you want dead, rather than trying to use a gun on them. It will be way easier with this character. And keep a careful eye out for what you're picking up, because certain items have special effects when you hit someone with them. Some of these effects are pretty obvious, like using exploding barrels to blow up walls and people in equal measure, or using burning barrels in the industrial area to set buildings on fire. Whilst others, while quite obvious when you hear them out loud, are probably not the first thing you're thinking about when you decide to throw these at people, like how trash cans and toilets can inflict the poison status effect on NPCs. Seems pretty obvious when you say that, but let's be honest, if you're picking up a trash can or toilet and chucking at someone, your first thought probably wasn't, I want to inflict poison on this dude. I mean, it probably is going forward now because you know that, but let's be honest, when you first pick up this character, unless you're using a guide to figure that out, that was not what was going through your head when you threw a toilet at someone for the first time. If you combine this special ability with the killer thrower pills, you can make this ability an ungodly powerful monstrosity. However, we can't rely on RNG to give you the exact items you want every single time you play through this game, especially if you're not using a seed like I am. So instead of planning your runs around random items that may or may not spawn in the first place on your typical playthrough, you should be focusing on things that won't change on your typical playthrough, such as your big quest, which will never change so long as you keep playing the exact same character over and over again. Speaking of your big quest, let's cover the wrestlers.
If God had wanted you to live, he would not have created me!
Your big quest is called Undefeated Chimp. In this quest, you must walk up and challenge an NPC of the specified type in your map menu, and then fight them in a one-on-one deathmatch like a real man. Please bear in mind, however, if you end up cheating in these one-on-one death matches, the challenged NPC will end up shouting "not fair" and run away, causing you to not be able to complete the quest and need to find a new NPC to challenge and try again. What constitutes as cheating can be a bit vague and hard to understand, however, since using melee weapons of any kind, healing yourself mid-fight, pushing people in front of trains or into bottomless pits, as well as healing yourself mid-combat, all are considered fair game as far as the NPCs are concerned. However, using forms of range damage such as banana peels or guns is considered cheating, as well as inflicting explosive damage in any capacity, so don't go tossing explosive barrels at your opponents when you're trying to do this big quest. Also, make sure that any allies you may or may not have don't jump in the fight, because if they do damage to the NPC, that's considered cheating as well. Please bear in mind that in this quest, you need to challenge the specified NPC in your map menu. You can't just randomly kill them on the side of the street before they have a chance to defend themselves. You must honorably walk up to them, talk to them, and then in dialogue, select I challenge you, where then they will say already on your marks, and then when they say go, they will fully heal themselves and begin attacking you only using their bare hands or any melee weapons they may or may not have. This means if they have a gun of any kind, you don't have to worry about them using it against you. Thankfully, as previously mentioned, you can actually heal yourself mid-fight as well as use drugs, because while this game might not be the most realistic, it is certainly more honest about itself than real life. This means you can use the muscly pill in your starting inventory to give you a solid damage buff in these fights. Also bear in mind that syringes have their effects based on the world seed. This means you can simply look at the color of each syringe and be able to correctly identify its effect through trial and error if you keep using the same seed over and over again. If you use the subscribe seed that I'm using in this video's background footage, the invulnerability syringe is light blue and dark blue is health regeneration. And if you're colorblind, I'm sorry I cannot help you. Also bear in mind that vampires tend to cheat when you challenge them to this big quest. This is because vampires have a nasty habit of biting and draining you of blood before they declare go on the fight. And unlike the NPC you challenged, you don't get a full heal at the start of each fight. If you complete this quest correctly, you'll be able to challenge anyone to a 1v1 fight, not just the specified NPCs needed for the big quest, as well as your throw ability getting a damage buff. This means if you wanted to become mayor by challenging the previous mayor to a one-on-one fistfight to the death, you absolutely can. However, personally, I ended up using my wrestling fame to win an election victory instead. All in all, I give the wrestler a gimmick out of 10. If you want the highest melee damage possible while throwing random objects off the ground at people is all you care about, this is the best character in the game. Otherwise, you should stay far away from this guy. That's all for now, though. Like the video if you did, subscribe if you don't want to miss the next one, comment what characters you want to see me cover in the future. I've been Ian, you have been you, and this has been the Streets of Rogue character guide to The Wrestler. And stay tuned, the bartender is coming up next.